Kids are preparing to head back to school, but there are some important lessons they might want to learn before they head off to college. Sara Maslar-Donar sat down with an award-winning consumer reporter to learn how you can develop healthy money habits.
Whether your child is headed to college this fall or just starting 8th grade, financial literacy at any age is important. Joining me now to discuss how to help your kids establish healthy money habits is consumer advocate and journalist Elizabeth Leamy. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's get into it. Elizabeth, in general, what advice do you have for parents to just teach kids healthy money habits at any age?
Well, if you wanted your child to learn how to play the violin, you would give them a violin. And so even little kids, if you want them to learn how to use money wisely, you need to give them a little bit of money to work with. And sometimes they're going to blow it, and other times they're going to learn valuable lessons. But this is where an allowance comes in. And some people even now give an allowance without chores required, just so their child has a little bit of money. And I am not talking about a little bit here, to work with.
So we have raised our kids, they've worked with the money, now they're ready to join the quote-unquote adult world at college. So what should parents and guardians be preparing these kids for financially when they head off on their own?
I think our number one goal is to teach young people to save, be good little savers. And I have advice for that. The best way is a set it and forget it method, where you help them arrange automatic transfers from checking to savings. And since they're not manually making that transfer, they're then not tempted to spend the money. It's sort of out of sight, out of mind in a good way. And my favorite part about this by far is that they can then set up multiple savings buckets, say one for a new laptop and one for a spring break road trip and another for a car for later. That sort of thing makes it fun.
And so saving is part of budgeting, right? That's what is one of those important money skills. What is your advice for teaching kids to budget beyond those savings?
Yeah, so a written budget. And when I say written, I'm talking about all of the great apps and websites that are out there to help your student input their income and their expenses. And this is when they really start to see where their money is going, how fast it's going, and differentiate needs from wants. My own 16-year-old daughter, I taught her always check your budget before you buy yet another pair of jeans or something. And so she does, and she feels very empowered knowing when she can afford to splurge.
I am the exact same way. I mean, I'm 30 years old, but I still feel very empowered with my own written budget. I have it in a nice little Excel document, and every time I look at it or go through it I always look at it after I get paid. I'm like, okay, what's next? What can I do the next couple of weeks? And it does feel really good to know, here's what I can afford, here's what I can save for. But Elizabeth, what are some other tools to help students and young adults maybe manage their money?
Well, the checking account, old fashioned, but it is the account that we interact with the most. And I like the idea of an account that grows with your child. So as an example, a Chase High School checking account is co-owned by the parents. So parents can keep a watchful eye out. But then later, students can graduate to a Chase College checking account, which is my favorite. And that's why I teamed up with them to get the word out, because this one is for 17 to 24-year-olds. And now it's in their own name. And it has these key features that I think any student account should have, like no minimum deposit required to start an account because they're just starting out, and no monthly fees while they are in school, period, which is incredibly helpful.
That's so key. Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for all this invaluable advice. Really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you so much. And we've got more info for you at chase.com/studentbanking.
All right, and we'll put that on our website. Thanks.
Thanks.